When a real estate contract falls through, who gets the earnest money? More importantly, is the fight one worth having? However pure the intentions of buyer and seller, a large percentage of real estate contracts do not close. Some deal killers are within the party's control, but low appraisals, title defects, and survey issues are the most common obstacles. When a real estate contract doesn't close, disposition of the earnest money often becomes a disputed issue. We receive calls about potential earnest money cases just about every day. Our first question is always the same: is the juice worth the squeeze? Almost always the answer is no. When deciding whether to accept an earnest money dispute, we consider the following. 1. How much earnest money is involved? Losing any amount of money is frustrating, but only those cases where the amount in controversy justifies the expense of handling the dispute are worthwhile. Lawsuits over $2,500, $5,000, or even $10,000 rarely make financial sense. Where the disputed funds are likely to be eclipsed by legal costs, we encourage the parties to do themselves a favor and split the earnest money. 2. Who is at fault? Did the party seeking our help comply with the contract by performing its obligations and not terminating other than for permitted reasons? Contract compliance also involves terminating on time and promptly making demand for release of the earnest money and responding to the opposite party's demand. 3. Does the contract address the reason for termination? Frequently, disposition of the earnest money is spelled out in the contract itself. A buyer who terminates during an option period is almost always entitled to a refund of the earnest money. Conversely, a buyer who fails to timely obtain lender approval but terminates after the approval deadline will almost never prevail. Claims involving disputes over earnest money are fact and document intensive. They rarely make financial sense, so resist the urge to fight over relatively small amounts, even if doing so offends your notion of justice.